All right, let's jump right in. You've probably heard the term growth mindset thrown around a lot, right? Well, today we're going to unpack what it really means. Because it's not just some trendy buzzword, it's a genuine framework for becoming, well, completely unstoppable.
I mean, that's a pretty big promise, isn't it? The idea that a mindset can make you unstoppable. What this really gets at is that the key to unlocking your potential isn't about some natural-born talent. Nope, it's all about how you choose to think.
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? What does it really take to build a growth mindset? What are the practical, everyday things you need to do? Well, it turns out it comes down to 15 specific habits. And look, it's not like you just flip a switch and suddenly you have it. It's more about a series of small practices that, when you do them consistently, they totally reshape how you face challenges and learn new things. So to make this easy to digest, we've broken these 15 habits down into 3 main areas. First up, we're going to talk about changing your inner dialogue, that voice inside your head. Then we'll get into how you turn that mindset into actual action. And finally, we'll look at how to make this whole thing stick for the long haul. Okay, let's dive into part 1, changing your inner dialogue. This is, without a doubt, the foundation. I mean, think about it. Before you can change what you do, you've got to change the script that's constantly running in your head. It all starts right there. And one of the most powerful tools for this is so simple. It's the power of one little word, yet. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you just add that word at the end. I can't do this yet. See the difference? That one word transforms a dead end into an open road. It takes a period and turns it into a comma. And this whole idea of reframing is backed up by a few other key habits. You've got to practice positive self-talk, actually encouraging yourself. You need to be curious when you face something new, not just shut it down. And you have to actively seek out new info, even about stuff you think you're already an expert on. When you do these things, you're basically creating an internal environment where growth can actually happen.
But changing that inner dialogue isn't just a solo mission. It's also about how you listen to the outside world. That's where acting on feedback comes in. This is huge. It means really hearing what people are telling you and then actually doing something with it. This is the bridge between thinking differently and actually growing. All right, that brings us to our second big theme, leaning into the work. So you've started to change how you think. Now it's time to change what you do. This is really where the rubber meets the road, where that new mindset starts to fuel real-world action. And this part is all about a powerful cycle of habits that really build on each other. It starts when you seek out challenges instead of avoiding them. From there, you have to be willing to embrace failure when it happens, which, by the way, gives you the courage to take more risks. And what holds it all together? Persistence. Just that grit to keep pushing forward. It's this awesome feedback loop of action and getting stronger. I want to pause on this embrace failure thing for a second, because it's so important. This doesn't mean you want to fail. No way. It means you change how you see failure. It stops being this final judgment on who you are, and it becomes data. It's just a valuable lesson telling you, okay, that didn't work. Let's try this instead.
Okay, so you're changing your thoughts, you're taking action. What's next? Well, that brings us to our final section. Mastering the process. This is all about how you make this last. How do you sustain it for the long run? It's really about falling in love with the journey, not just the destination. And a couple of habits are absolutely key here. First, set learning goals, not just performance goals. So instead of I will win, it's I will learn how to do this better. And second, chase progress, not perfection. You just want to be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Let go of that impossible idea of being perfect. And this next idea really gets to the heart of it all. It's about celebrating the effort, not just the final result. Think about that. When you learn to be proud of the hard work you put in, win or lose, you start to reinforce the behavior that leads to growth. You actually learn to love the climb itself. So what holds this all together for the long term? 3 final habits. You've got to be patient. I mean, real growth doesn't happen overnight. You need to actually take time to reflect on what happened so you can learn from it. And this is a big one. You need to find your people. Surround yourself with others who have that growth mindset. They'll pull you up.
Whew. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here, right? We've gone from your inner voice to your actions, all the way to your long-term game plan. So let's bring it all home and talk about what might be the most important part of all, how you actually get started.
And you might be thinking, okay, 15 habits, that's a lot. And you're right. It can feel pretty overwhelming. So where on earth do you even begin? How do you start this journey without just giving up before you even get going?
The answer, honestly, is so simple. Don't even try to do all 15 at once. Just pick one. Seriously, that's it. Maybe for you, it's adding the word yet to your vocabulary. Or maybe it's deciding to ask for feedback just one time this week. Start small. Start with one.
Because that's really the secret, isn't it? The growth mindset isn't some huge, dramatic transformation. It's built on one small, consistent step at a time. And if you can just commit to that one little thing, you will be absolutely amazed at what you can achieve. So I'll leave you with this. What's your one thing gonna be?